Good morning, good morning. It is Sanjay and Rose with Motivation
It
Station.
is
Rose, good morning,
situation.
good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning.
I see you still getting adjusted. First of all, happy belated
I am.
birthday.
Thank you. It was only yesterday, so we're still here.
Yes, technically, I guess, but happy birthday. How was it?
Thank
How
you. I
what did
wanted
you
to say I wanted to come out yesterday, but I was like, if I come out yesterday, I won't be able to do what I need to do 2 hours away. So that's why I decided to come here on Sunday with my beautiful birthday dress.
nice? Like the green, like the green.
uh, Green, and the jewelry that I made just perfectly suits in here. So yes, and right now I feel like we didn't have a clearing session for a while. So as we've been speaking about health, and I was working on my spiritual health, emotional, and mental health a lot, so I can be with the page with you on the physical health. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready for that as well. And for me, New Year, birthday is my new year. And what I usually do is I reflect, I collect, and I do, I do,
No, you're good.
yeah, I think it's gonna make noise. So what I do is I collect everything that I have done for the whole year, and I summarize it in my year. And I'm excited about that because it's only growth. It's only growth. When I see things that I've done and the things that we going to do, it's a good point when you can say, okay, this is what it's done and this is what we're going to do. We're going to the next level. A lot of dreams were born, a lot of goals were clear, a lot of things got knocked down. Just working in the last 3 4 days, 3 4 months, and just 3 4 days for reflecting all that, and 3 4 months just started working and seeing clear path for the next and what's in the future and what's next. That's amazing thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I think this whole path, even since we started the channel, has just been like about growth, right? And the the time that we put into like ourselves, the time that we put into others, the time we put into, you
Famous
know,
class.
faith and then such of that nature. It's been an interesting, to say the least, it's been an interesting journey. Definitely tiresome, but definitely rewarding, right? And definitely now that we're ending up our August, it's ironic that we're still in August after all this. And but today's the last day of August. I named this "What a Good Summer," right? Because this summer was a lot happened for all of us, good and bad, you know, and all of it kind of led to where we are now. And I think for me, definitely the summer was it was a good amount of time of self reflection. Since the beginning of this summer, I've been through a lot, both work wise, but both in my personal relationships, my professional relationships. It's just kind of been all over the place. But then, like, I remember the other day I was just like driving home, and I was just like,
Yes.
all everything I did has led to like where I'm at right now. And then when I sat there and I thought about it to myself, I was like, am I happy with where I'm at? I'm
Yeah.
content. Like I've been on this health journey now. I've been trying to eat a little healthier. I had a few health scares along the way, but
Mm,
now they're actually doing a little bit better. So I'm at least happy about that. Um, like I mentioned earlier this month, I had talked about starting a new job, and that's been going through its own trials and tribulations there, but it's been good. But just in general, just like even the guests we had, right? So we had my friend Sid was on talking about his health
yes.
journey. We had Bev
Yes.
on talking about her health journey and where she's at now, and it's all just like motivating in its own sense because I mean I know Bev very briefly from like the first time we did our podcast, with her back last year, and then even when I think about like my friend Sid. where we started to where we're at now has been like a night and day difference. It's been completely turned around. I mean, I know he's doing a little bit better health wise. He could probably benefit from doing a little bit better mental wise, mentality and stuff. But he's doing his own thing,
Yes.
and we're checking in on him. But it was good, and like even like last week we were talking to Beverly, and I know I had to leave early, but I ended up watching the episode later. And actually, I still heard it when I was on the bus, like just going over the fact that how much we actually
Thank
put
you.
into ourselves and what how important it is to make sure we eat right, because it does change some habits in us, right? It does change our like what we want to eat. Like before I left, I remember talking about. I mean, it's unfortunate that we kind of live in a place in a space that's like you can just get cheaper food if you get more food, but the more food you get is not necessarily healthy food. And I'm not trying to bash these places for doing such a thing, but like it's harder to get fresher and fresher ingredients, and it's obviously more expensive to get them too, but it's not being promoted as much, so like no one wants to get it. And I think when I was talking about it last week with you guys, I kept saying like I'm hitting points that I see sweets, I see stuff I can snack on. I see like candy that I can just get, and I'm happy to say that I just kind of turn my head and be like, nah, I'm alright. I'll go eat a banana, or I'll go eat like a plum or peach or something like that. Or you know what? I'm just gonna drink a little bit more water. I should be okay. Um, I've learned to like eat a little bit slower to savor the food, right? I've learned to take smaller bites and not like take big bites and like chew for like 30 days and then swallow. No, just take smaller bites. The food's gonna be there regardless, right? So I've learned to kind of pace myself when I eat. I actually just started going back to the gym again because I was going through some financial stuff, but now I'm finally back in the green for that. So I'm looking forward to that. Health wise, I'm doing a little bit better. I'm actually getting tired at a reasonable time, so I can actually go to sleep earlier and I wake up early. And unlike my last job where I kind of stressed about having to do work and being lazy about it, I actually look forward to the work I do every day with this job. So I'm hoping like over time things will change in the sense that maybe we can make some improvements so that we all get a little bit of a break, because I feel like everybody works really hard at this job and they deserve a little bit of a break here and there. So I'm hoping that once I do more, once I'm a little bit more full time with the job, that we can introduce things that will lighten the load for everyone. So I'm looking forward to like everything that's happening. But man, I gotta say, it's been a crazy, crazy ride this summer for me. But what a good summer! It has been a life changing
Wow.
summer for me.
I
Yeah.
definitely love your journey. And the more you speak about it, the more I can feel that how you slowly but surely opening up yourself from different ways and you becoming a great leader for your team at work. Like I could feel that, and I could feel that radiance. I could feel how much have been put in into this work. It's just this short period of 3 months that we had, and I can definitely relate on having a roller coaster summer. I just, we just celebrated my mom's 40th. We had 37 people at this cafe. Everybody, friends and family joined. It was a beautiful moment when we prayed a lot. That's
Hmm.
what we do. We do not go to church and put mass. We do this differently.
Hmm.
So this is my culture. We had a huge table. Everybody came, even my niece and nephew from my oldest, which is we're putting people together in a room just to say, hey, listen, our captain left, but we still have a big and beautiful family. Let's still keep ourselves united. And that was a moment. And then my cousin being missing, and then now they found his body. They still do DNA tests.
Hmm.
His sister sibling went to the city, which is 1,000 kilometers away. It's a very far drive.
Hmm.
They went there just to see if they can be able to grab his body, and they said, no, you have to wait.
Yeah.
All they
Yeah.
did is give him his number, and that was his number, and that's it. So just to be able to, and I have a pretty good feeling that he is then um, let's put that word, killed in that mission because nobody survived.
Yeah.
And it was only 4 people was sent out, and he was one of them, and he was in the front shot. So front shot is like you have to be really lucky to survive that
Yeah.
moment. Plus, couple of days ago, which is 2 days ago, it was on the 28th. Today's 31st. 3 days ago. So I had a huge fear of dogs for the most of my life, and 5 years ago, I met this a beautiful dog, and it was a big dog. It's pit bull, and for me, pit bull was always like, oh my god, it's scary. Oh my god, it's gonna bite me. It's gonna do this and that. But we became friends, and he became my dog. And then after that, I had another pit bull, and now I have this labradoodle out of nowhere, right? Nala, that drives me nuts to the walls. And you know and the first dog, his name was Ozzy. He was named after Ozzy Osbourne, and he was an older dog, and we knew things are happening. And on 27th, when I got home, he was missing for an hour and a half, and then when he got finally, he was found in the backyard. He came and he had a stroke
Mm.
or seizure, something. I never knew the dog can have things like this.
Yeah.
And he was bouncing the wall. He couldn't walk. He couldn't, like, it was a bad situation. And the day after, we made a decision to put him to sleep. So, and I'm grateful. A lot of people would cancel everything, go sad, and but I'm grateful that he left around my birthday because that means we were connected. We were connected. I actually activated him for Forever Life, and he was my first to walk in. Definitely feel it after all these roller coaster moments happening in this beautiful summer. But I want to say thank you for all the people that reached out yesterday. Thank you for all the messages about the dog passing and all of that situation happening.
Mm.
I still decided not to cancel my birthday. Thank you so much for all the gifts and presents. This was like my friend Olga sent me. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you.
Nice.
I never
Nice.
had flowers like this, but do not smell those flowers. I don't know what they spray on. You're not supposed to flower them or anything. They stay alive. I don't know for how long, but do not smell because
That, yeah.
I
That
don't
is
know what's in
dangerous.
there, but
Yeah.
it's very like whoo,
Yeah.
whoo moment, you know. And I want to thank one of the girls that I work with. She does cheesecakes on the side, and I said, please, can you make me a cheesecake for my birthday? I'll pay you. And she did, and she said that's for you as a gift. So,
That's right.
and let me see if I can show you a quick picture of the, I believe I have it here. It was amazing too. Um, I did celebrate it with my family yesterday on the phone,
Mm.
like I always do. I was trying to show the cheesecake itself. I don't know if you can see it, but
Oh, I see it. Yeah. With
it
strawberries
was a
surrounded by
beautiful
surround
time.
strawberries.
So,
That's amazing. Oh, ooh, okay, there you go. You gotta like that. We
so
gotta
I wish
load
you
up.
could try.
It's all good.
Definitely, I wish you can try. We can let this a little bit later, probably. I'm still in so many emotions
Mm.
of things that happen between the dog and stuff. But I'm grateful for another year. It's always a reflection for me. I read these two beautiful books that I was sharing about giving and peace. Definitely changed my outlook. I just detailed my kitchen that I have here, and I said I'm gonna detail every room, and I'm gonna give everything away. I'm gonna give everything that I wasn't using. I'm gonna give everything that's not bringing me joy. I decided to have less because less is always more.
Mm.
I decided to really be spiritually detached because we're so attached to our things, and I want to be detached. And it happened to me last week. It happened to me. I have this beautiful pan. and that has my name on it. It's a customer service thing. I always want the one good pen. If somebody, uh, regular customers, people that come always to see, oh, here, you can use my pen to sign the receipt. That was a kind of a gesture. And this guy, I wasn't thought he's really gonna grab it, but just I turned around to do something. I came back, he already left. And when I opened the checkbook, the pen was missing.
Oh
So
no.
I knew he took the pen. Because people that know what kind of pen it is, they will grab it.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the pen, and then I said, how do I feel about it? Yes, I'm upset because I feel naked now because I don't have my pen, and at the same time, my pen. It's like I used to been so attached. I said, I need to detach from this. And right now, I wanted people to really think about, like, are you attached or you detached to your things, to your materialistic things? Because are we value our values or we value our materialistic pieces that we own? And then I said, you know what? I don't want to be attached to this pen because I can get another pen. I don't want to be attached to anything. If I'm attached to materialistic things, that means I'm not spiritually full. I'm empty.
Mhm.
And I want to be full. I want to focus on values. I want to focus on being loved, cared, respected. I want to give out the same. I want to give love. I want to feel people up on the values, not on this materialistic things that doesn't. In the end of the day, we can't take them with us, right? But can we focus on that deeper quality, higher vibration stuff, right? Like being a monk, I don't know, being a Jesus, like he has everything, and at the same time, he don't need none of it, right? Why we always attach? Oh, I need this new phone. I need. Okay, you can have it, but you want to have it because you want to have it, or because you need to have it, or is it like, okay, I'm okay now. I'm grabbing this one because it's quality. It's gonna move me forward in my what I'm doing in life, and job, and business, not because I'm attached to it. So right now, I've been on a detachment spiritual journey for about a week now. This is my new beginning, and I gave away. I took bags and bags. I don't even have a bag today. Bags and bags to the girls at work. I'm like, here, I know you need this. Here, this is for your kids. Some lights and stuff. This is shoes. I know this is your size. Here's your shoes. This is, I know you need this clothes right now because you're struggling financially. And the girl was like, oh my God, every clothes was just for me. I said, yeah, because I know your size. Yeah, I can see you.
Mhm.
So I was just giving everything away because it's too much. When it's clutter outside, it's clutter inside. And I just want to declutter, detach. And this is my journey. And I feel like after when that journey is mastered, I'll be able to say, like, okay, we're eating broccoli now. Because I'm not at the broccoli stage right now, like
Right.
you. And I hope my journey and your journey can combine together, give people a perception, not even a perception, a reflection of where are you? What do you need? Because we need both. We need both. We just don't need broccoli. We need both. We need to be full here and full outside. This is my journey right now. And that helped me to think about that life still going. I cannot hear and grieve. I did grieve, and it happens. It's life. People passing, friends are going, families are going, animals are going. What are we doing? How we react? We had a grief moment. We stop for a second. We release. But now it's what's next because the time is going, and just keep thinking about what happened and hang on to that feeling and past. It's not quality fulfillment from inside. and this is my chapter, new chapter that I came to conclusion, and I'm very excited for this chapter.
So it's, I mean, I can definitely feel that you're just being introduced to it. Like, I feel like it is a new upcoming thing for you, and it makes sense, right? I agree with you with attachment, but it's the way you look at the attachment, right? So the fact that you had a pen and it was a nice pen, right? And maybe it wrote nice, maybe it just felt good in your hand, right? It wasn't about the pen the entire time. It's about how the pen made you feel. So that attachment there, that can be healthy because you like something and you want it, and then when you lost it, you have every right to be like, oh man, like I lost a good pen, right? And it's not so much about the detachment, right? It's more about like, for me, the way I look at it, and it's the same story, unfortunately, with everything that lives dies, right? So, not to put it so bluntly, but like, there's times where we will lose things, people, places, everything, right? And I think for the longest time, even in my family in general, when things were lost, like when things had gone, I mean, of course, there's going to be a grieving period, which I don't think there's anything wrong to grieve. But I always try to remember how it made me feel, and I always try to remember the good things that made me feel. And if it ever made me feel bad things, I would try to reflect and be like, why did it make me feel bad, and what can I do to not feel bad, right? Because the thing is, that's what life is. Life is just a bunch of ups and downs, good times, bad times, terrible times, fantastic times, right? At the end of the day, it's just how it actually makes you feel. And the thing is, and I think the most beautiful part is that like the way you feel about something is the way you feel about something. I can't relate to that. Nala can't relate to how you feel about dogs. You know, uh, like your mother may not be here, but then like none of us can relate how you feel about your mother and how connected you felt, right? That's just a beautiful thing that you can feel. The best that you can do is reflect on that, or even more so, and you're doing it now, is be an image of your mom, right? You're sitting here and you're doing the things that she said that you could do. She had the utmost faith with you, and you're just carrying that along, right? So you're doing everything that your mom wished for you to do, and only you can feel that. Only you can take that message, take that feeling, and decide what you want to do with it, right? So, when it comes to attachment, I think if you're attached to something just for the sake of attachment, right? So, I'm going to put this as an example. You get a new iPhone, right? Like my friend, whatever, she got a new iPhone, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, well, why do you have to get the latest iPhone? But the latest iPhone is like $1,500 or 16, whatever, how
Yeah.
much it is, right? It's a lot of money. That's a waste of money. With that money, you could have done so much more, right? But now we're looking at it on a surface. Because on the other end of it, she worked her ass off to get that phone. She saw that phone, she saw a goal that she wanted, she worked her ass off to get it. So who am I to say, why are you wasting your money? Because to me, it might be a waste. To her, it was a reward. So attachment is based on the individual. Like
Yeah.
I can look in, right? So like I think even briefly we talked about it. Like I don't mind going to like Marshalls and just buying a shirt, just like a plain shirt for like $7, right? But then to other people, they want to go to a store like uh Kohl's or J. Kohl's or whatever, like something higher, Banana Republic, and they want to spend 56
Yeah.
bucks on a sweater, right? And it's like, well, why the hell would you spend 56 bucks on a sweater when you can get one from my Marshalls for like 12 bucks, right? But it's not about that. It's not about the actual physical value of something. Somebody just wants to spend a little bit better money for something that's a little bit of a higher quality. And when you think about it, it just comes up to them. Like, who am I to tell you what to do with your money? And who are you to tell me what to do with my money? Right? We can share ideas, we can share some insight. Say, hey Sanjay, instead of spending $3 on bread here, you can spend 150 here and not get bread and get this, then that's some insight. That's not you telling me to save my money for the sake of saving my money. Maybe you're putting in an input that would help me, maybe with my health, maybe with my spending habits, maybe with this or that, right? But when it comes to attachments, that's the level of attachments that I agree that you need to detach from. That if you're getting something for the sake of getting something, and for me even more so to get something to show off that you got something, I don't think that's humble, you know. Like I don't think that's a kind thing to do. Like I know people who, I think I was talking to like so funny story, I was at work one day, and my manager came. So normally most of my managers are off site, but they came because they had an important meeting. So they met me in the office and they're like, "Hey, let's go out to lunch." And they had a rental, and they went and and get like they they we all, it was like three of us, we all walked out, we go to her car, and she's like, "Oh no, I left my keys in my other purse," right? So like it was back all the way upstairs in the office, and it was a rental, it was like a Hyundai Elantra, I think, or something. And I was like, whatever, good looking car, whatever. And she's like, "Oh no, I left my keys." I was like, well, technically I have my keys and I drive like a Subaru, right? So I drive like a more louder, more aggressive, more kind of like fun style car, right? And I was like, if you guys don't mind the mess, because like my kid and my wife drop everything in my car. I was like, if you guys don't mind
Yeah.
pushing the mess aside and sitting in my car, we can just take my car, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, that's fine, we could do that. So, but like as we're driving around, like they start saying things like, oh, like, why do you drive stick? It just seems like so much more work. And then like there's times when we're talking about cars and they're like, yeah, in my luxury car it does this, and I'm just like, that's cool. Like, who am I to say why do you have a luxury car? If you're just gonna drive a car from A to B, why does all that stuff matter, right? But instead, I was like, you know what? You worked hard. You did your thing. You earned your stuff. Go for it, right? But the fact that they were questioning me, I had two choices. I had to either I can talk back and be like, what's it to you? Why does it matter to you? I'm happy. Or I could just be like, you know what? Like, you don't know where I'm at with why I have this car. Like, there's so many times that I go to work because of this car. There's a lot of times where I don't even want to get up to go anywhere, but because of this car, I'll get up and I'll go. There's times where like I'll take the long way home just so I can enjoy my car more. Stuff like that does not make sense to everybody, right? But it makes sense to me, and I think that's good enough for a reason for me to have a quote unquote attachment to, in that sense, my car, and it being a manual car, you know. But like everyone is on their different journey, everyone is doing their own thing. I think the most important thing on your journey, more than anything, Rose, is the biggest reason you do everything is just for the reason of yourself, you know. Like, not
Yes,
for the
I like the way you put it.
yeah, go ahead.
It's not about the attachments, about how it makes you feel. Like your car, it makes you get up,
Yep.
and for that person, that luxury car, it makes them get up and feel, I guess, feel important,
I
feel
can't. So
inside.
like I said, for that one, I can't say what it makes her feel per se. But like to me, she could have just said car. I have a newer car. I have this car,
Yeah.
and then she just
Okay,
goes,
but
"Oh,
she
I have
put
a
the
luxury
luxury
car,"
word.
and I was like, "That's cool." Like, no, whatever. But to some people, and it's fine. That's the biggest thing that I'm gonna take a
Yes,
lesson from
yeah,
my
I
friend said.
never,
Yeah,
yeah, I like that the way you put it, and I never was like that, the person that would buy something and show off, like, oh, look what I got. Like, who cares, right? And I would
yeah.
be the same way, and I think we all can relate in that area that we don't really care what person has because we care about what's in his heart and what's in his brain and his values. We care about people's values. And the more we see people's values and recognize that what people actually have, good heart, whatever they have, right? The qualities and stuff. And the more we bring that out, the more helps the people realize that that's what's important.
Yeah.
Values.
The thing is, like, I
Not
think in life,
this.
you will meet people who don't understand that, but that's okay, right? So what I was trying to say is, I'm taking one lesson that I've been trying to teach Sid, right? So we all have like a group of friends, and we for the most part we all get along. We're peaceful people, but sometimes we're not. Sometimes we all don't get along,
Okay.
and it's fine. It's fine that we don't, because just because I'm friends with like five people doesn't mean my next person has to be friends with the same five people, right?
Yes.
So there was an instance that happened that one person, didn't want to hang out because somebody else was coming, right? And I was like, "That's fine, man. That it is what it is. That can happen, right?" But the entire time, the one friend was like, "Why doesn't this person want to hang out with me?" And I was like, "Honestly, your job isn't to figure that out. Your job is to accept that, right?" So like you shouldn't have to be someone else for someone else to like you.
Yes,
So I was like,
that's not
if you're being
everybody.
yourself, if you're being yourself and they don't like you for being yourself, that's fine. You don't have to make them happy. That's fine, you know? And if we hit a point that like all of us can't hang out in a certain way, then we'll handle that road when it comes. But there's no point in trying to think about it beforehand and be like, how should I handle this situation? You don't. You really don't. But the thing is, the person that I'm talking about is like a very caring person, and they're just like endlessly suffering with themselves, trying to figure out why they're not liked. And I'm like, honestly, man, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's gonna be people who don't like you. They haven't even met you and they don't like you. There's gonna be people who like you and they haven't met you and they like you, right? There's gonna be so many different things
Yes,
out there, but you can't control what's happening outside of you.
I had that. I questioned that before, maybe like 15 years ago. I was still questioning that question. And
It's a
then when I started
it's a long journey.
shaping myself, and when I started shaping myself and seeing other people's the way they shaped, I said, maybe I don't really need these people in my life because they're not even what I need. And it's
Mhm.
not even that. It's just like when you know yourself and you attract people like you, I believe in that.
Mhm.
And the values that you bring out, you're gonna meet people that with similar values. And just yours is always gonna attract you,
Mhm.
right? Your people is your people. And I said, I don't need to please everyone and go after everyone. Be like, please, can you be my friend?
Yeah.
Used to be like that because I couldn't have one set of friends. I
Yeah.
always had a million people. Like I always had groups here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there. And I'm like, why don't I have like all together? Like one, like we'll have like five friends together all the time. I had like combinations of everywhere. And then I said, maybe because that's the way I am. When you're a worldly person, you're gonna have worldly people around you. And so I'm gonna stop chasing people. I'm just gonna create myself, and whoever loves me, they're always gonna be there.
So the biggest
I
thing I
know we
learned
talk
with that,
for
and
teenager,
it took
teenager
a
talk,
no, no,
but
because teenager, when you're a teenager, you're still discovering the world. You don't understand the world yet. Like if I had my mindset now that I had as a teenager, even by the time I got to this age, with that mindset, then I'd be a completely different person even now, right? But as a teenager, you're literally discovering the world. Like I tell people all the time, like when they talk about high school, they're like, I hated high school. High school was the worst. Like it was a bad time for a lot of people, right? And a lot of fakeness, right? But for me, outside of like, if I looked, it's kind of like the whole attachment thing. If you look at going to school just for the sake of going to school and learning, like subjects, science, math, Pythagorean theorem, stuff like that, yeah, you might not have a good time, right? But I went there, I learned about friendship, I learned about, getting backstabbed, I learned, like all these like different things that can happen in life through school.
discipline. Hmm.
Discipline, like even like when you had a project, right? I didn't think about it like I have a project is due Friday. It's about how can I manage doing my project before Friday, And I learned that I'm very, very bad at time management. So I always did it Thursday night and then Friday presented it. So and that carried through my life. That carried through till being an adult. But now I'm getting a little bit better
Hmm.
with it. But I think the biggest thing is two lessons I learned was like, one quote that I read was like a friend to everyone is an enemy to yourself, right? So what that means essentially is that if you go around trying to be friends with everyone, you're just going around trying to please them so then they like you. But then the thing is you're betraying yourself because you're not being a true version of yourself. You're trying to
Yes,
become an image of all these people that you meet in your life and try to fit into their puzzle, right? It's funny that I say it like that because that's somehow some people I've talked to, they're always like, I'm trying to fit in, I've seen like little cartoons of it, like a puzzle piece trying to connect to a puzzle, and it's like it doesn't fit here. So then the puzzle will cut out a piece of itself to try to fit in, and it's like bleeding everywhere, and it's just like now I fit in, but at what cost? You have to sacrifice a lot in yourself to try to fit in. So the second I let that path go, the second that I was like, you know what,
Okay.
like me to like me, and if you don't like me, that's fine, right? Like I think at one point in my life, I was kind of I'm not gonna say aggressive, but I was at a point where if you didn't like me, I didn't like you. But you don't need to do that. Like for some reason, I was convinced that if you don't like me, now I don't have to like you, and that makes no sense to do. Because what does that do? Nothing. It does nothing for nobody, and it just, if anything, it could make things worse. It's like holding a hot coal in your hand, waiting to throw it, and then you don't throw it. So what do? You end up burning yourself holding the hot coal, right? So I've come to learn in life that like I'll meet people, and there's people I don't get along with, but that's okay. Like, and I think the biggest challenge was this job because there are people that I am struggling to get along with this job, but I have choices I can do. I can be bitter about it and just be like, and I was my first week I was super bitter about it, and I was like, I'm about to leave this job because of this person. That's how bad it got for me. But then I thought about all the good things. I had friends encourage me and to say, don't let one bad thing ruin the 1,000 good things that can come your way. So grit your teeth, get through it. Not fake it till you make it, but just manage it. Just get through it. And like at the end of the day, when I look at it on a broad sense, like this is work. We don't need to get along like in such a long-term way, like where I'm at with this person. I don't need to get along in such a long-term way where I need to know you for the rest of my life. Me and you have a goal through the company to do something. Let's do that. And that's it. Once I started realizing that, I started feeling better. We still butt heads time to time, but it's like, all right, I could
Hmm.
do better. I can get away with this. But I think the biggest lesson is you're gonna meet people that don't like you. That's fine. Let them be. And not even, oh, haters are gonna be haters. Let's just flip them off. Let's just be better than them. Nah, if they're gonna hate, let them hate. Walk away. That's all you need to do. You don't need to counter react. You don't need to hate them back. You don't need to show off. You don't need to be better than them. Just be a better version of you. I think you being a better version of you is the biggest version of success you can possibly have, right? But those people who are in these ruts, right? These people who are like I said, I have a person who's like, I have a luxury car, and why would you drive like this and blah blah, right? That's fine. Let them question it, because you know why? I'm not gonna waste my time answering that question, because it's my answer. It's my feeling of why I do these
It's
things.
what you like.
It's what I
Yeah.
like, yeah, and I don't need to explain that to you. I don't even know who you are. So if they feel in the way that they need to show off, have a huge house, huge car, right? Go ahead,
Have a
do it.
feeling that they empty inside with the people that have to, oh, look what I have. Like, who cares?
Yeah, but the thing is, it
Show me
like
your heart.
if people want to be like that, what I'm saying is like let them be.
I
Uh,
got you.
you know what I mean?
Accept
Like
them.
like the biggest thing is if they're like, hey, like you show up one day, you have a nice car, and somebody shows up with a nicer car, and they just go, ha, this was like $1 million ago for me. You could be like, that's cool. That's nice, because they're not gonna know what kind of journey you went into to get the car you got, and you don't know their journey either. They could honestly, they could have been someone humble too, and then they got angry at the world, and then they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna earn everything for myself, and then I'm gonna show off. Anger was their factor that motivated them, and that's fine. And I do feel like until it personally attacks you, if they're like just attacking you, then that's different. But if they're just going around trying to brag and make you feel envious, like for me, it doesn't really work on me anymore. It used to. I used to
I
be
like
envious,
that.
but like
Yeah,
I'm kind
I
of
like.
I'm kind of over that now.
It's like yesterday, like on my birthday, right? So I said, you know what? I don't want to spend my time of answering everyone's thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, it's a lot. People will call you and text you all day long. And then all of a sudden, I just start looking. I said, it's not even many people actually saying happy birthday.
Yeah, I didn't say
And I
happy
was
birthday.
like,
Oh no,
what
did
is?
I? I
I'm
think I
like,
said happy
what?
birthday. Sorry, go on.
But it's not even that. It's just like, I'm like, if I don't post it, which I do for myself, I never post for anything for sake of it. If I don't post it, I'm like, how many people will actually remember and say happy birthday, right? Not many. And I accept that. I accepted that. I said, it's fine. I actually love it because it was about being in the moment. It's about doing things that you love. I always celebrate my morning with my family over the phone. And this was the first year when my mom wasn't there. But now they're killing the Wi-Fi and the internet over there, so we can't even speak.
Why?
So this is from as of September 1st, they've taken away WhatsApp and the media. It's
Like,
it's Russia.
okay,
Like
Russia.
it's
Okay, okay.
Russia.
Oh no, 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 I thought
So
it was like no, no, no. I thought it was like
Russia
close to the
creating
house.
sanctions to United States that they won't be using any of the matter at all. So
No,
no
fair enough. No, no.
Instagram,
I just
no
wanted to make
YouTube.
sure. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like your personal house, because if it was a situation like that, I would help
Yes,
you. But if it's Russia,
like
yeah,
I
that's
couldn't speak to my
yeah.
family because it was breaking up. The video wasn't clear. The sound wasn't clear at all. I couldn't hear half of the things they were saying. And I was like, wow, this is actually happening. And now
Yeah.
they have to have a different app. I think it's called Max to be able to speak between in the country. They can't even speak outside. I can't even load none of the websites that from there. I was like, wow. And accepting all of that and accepting that it's okay. Do what you love. Create yourself, as you said. Create yourself and do what you love and accept everybody else. It was a long journey for me to do that, and I keep learning that because it's not mastered yet. I cannot say I'm 100% there.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes
listen, it's a beautiful path. You're
I'm
you're
like,
you're on.
y-
Yeah, listen,
you
like
know,
I think for me, I hit that point too when you hit that I'll say level of enlightenment. Yeah, like I remember one day I got kind of, I don't want to say the word upset, but I was like, who really truly remembers my birthday, right? And obviously we have stuff like MySpace and Facebook back then that was like, hey, your friend's birthday's coming up, like say happy birthday. Um, and I like I used
we'll
to
need a reminder sometimes.
I used to disable it. I used to disable it to see who would actually remember my birthday. And I think it was a few years back, maybe a little bit more, that I remember people didn't remember the exact day, but they did say happy birthday. But it would be like September 25th or some days after, right? And I was just like, damn, like
It's
people
on
don't.
23rd, right? Let me
Correct.
remember
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Listen, I don't remember your exact date. I'll be honest. I put you in my calendar for my birthday, so that's why it reminded me. But I knew it was sometime in August. Um, but like after a while, like and this was like a few years back. I was like, you know what? It's okay that people don't remember my birthday, you know? And don't get me wrong. See, so like between like you and I, and maybe this is like a me thing, and I don't mind. Like some people like to go out for their birthday. Some people like to actually celebrate their birthday. I had a friend that I think it was her birthday, and she wore a sash, like the little sash thing. She wore a sash that said it's my birthday. Right. And I was like, look, that's cool. That's awesome. Go somewhere, go out to eat. People buy you drinks, buy you food, buy you, whatever. Right. When it comes to me and my birthday, I don't like to do anything. And not that like I don't like to celebrate, but like if anything, I like to do only intimate things. So the only intimate thing I do on my birthday is I cut a cake with my parents. That's it. And now it's with my wife and kid, right? Like I know my wife remembers my birthday because she likes to celebrate it a lot. Obviously my daughter doesn't know dates, but then she'll be excited knowing my birthday's coming. But I keep it super intimate. I just keep it in my house. We cut a cake. Like
Yeah,
if people text me, if people call me, I'm grateful. And like the thing is I don't sometimes show my gratitude in the open space, right? So I mean that an example that I won't go to Facebook and be like, thank you for all the friends that text me and called me and stuff like that, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? But I don't do it personally because I don't want people to feel that since they didn't text me or tell me, that they'll feel bad and be like, oh no, I forgot your birthday. Happy birthday. And it's like no big deal to me. I'm like, that's fine. And sometimes when you do that, people will text you be like, oh my God, I forgot your day. Or they'll say it in that
yeah.
message. And I'm like,
I
it's
never
cool.
thought about it. Okay, I never
Yeah,
thought
so I
about
mean,
that way.
the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, people like to show gratitude in the open and it's not necessarily to make the people who didn't show gratitude to feel bad. they like openly showing gratitude. I'm more of a reserved person. I like to keep to myself. So like if somebody calls me, I'm like,
Okay.
ah, thank you, and that's it. But I won't put them on blast on like Facebook and be like, oh yeah, James reached out to me and said happy birthday, like anything like that. But that's just who I am. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like putting people in the spotlight that I feel like I don't
Okay.
need to be in the spotlight. So like for my birthday, that's all I really like to do. When I was younger, I used to like to do a dinner, and I did a dinner with like my close friends that would be nearby, and every year we did the same thing. And we
Yes.
actually stopped doing that for a while, but I'm hoping that we can start doing it again because it was a nice tradition that we started having. We go to the same sushi spot. We have like 5 people there. They sing the damn same happy birthday song they do every time it's somebody's birthday, and I get my fried ice cream. So like we used to do that every year, and we stopped for some time. And I can't say there's things that happen in our lives, Rose, that like we just stop doing and we don't realize it until you think about it. Like I don't remember the
I
last
have,
time I did this
yeah,
birthday, but like
yeah,
I think it's been like three years or so. But this year I kind of want to go out. I want to do that. So I'm gonna see who
that's
can come out.
amazing.
Yep, come out, do the birthday stuff. But like that's the thing. I think me and you now, and I think you're on your journey there. I'm kind of riding through it. Is like now we're on the journey of the self, and like you said, it was like the self healing, self physical health, mental health, spiritual health.
Self-reflecting and everything.
And
Yeah.
like it's just this is why I named this episode what a good summer, because this is the realization that we're all hitting, that you know what, the world is going to be the world no matter what you do, right? And yeah, we can spread our
Yes.
message, yeah, we can spread some joy and wisdom and stuff like that, right? But to do that, you do it because of you want to spread it through you. You want to spread like your joy, or you want to spread your message, and that message or that joy might not hit everybody, right? But just because it doesn't hit everybody doesn't mean that you should stop doing it. I think that's the biggest lesson I learned, is just because it doesn't reach everyone doesn't mean you should stop doing it.
Yes, less is more. Definitely, it's a quality thing, and I love what you're saying. For me, it's one of my biggest holidays to celebrate. I love celebrating birthday, and because of just like it's my new year, and I
Mm,
like to see what I have done for the whole year since last year and this year. What I have done that moved me to the version of person I want to be, right? So I love that. And also, every year I create something for my birthday, new thing that I want to do.
mm,
This year was kind of like, didn't really plan anything because I was like, this year's a little tough year for me. I was about to cancel it. It's like, no, I'm not gonna go and cancel it. And I did simple things that I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Korean spa. I'm sure you've been to Korean spa before
yeah, yeah. Mm,
with your wife, and it was an amazing time. And then after that, I just went out to Brazilian steakhouse, and I did not know what I'm getting into, but I just want to tell you they have one in Bridgewater Mall. It's called Fogo de Chao. It's a
oh yeah.
chain,
Yeah, yeah, I've
and
been there.
when you go in there, they have a buffet, like a real buffet, salads, salad bar. And we're not talking about regular salad bar. We're talking about Brazilian salad bar.
Mm,
It's like
mm,
close to my salad bar, right? It's
yeah.
like everything on earth. And then they come every 2 minutes. They come with a new steak, right? Well, you want this, you want that. The amount of food has been eaten last night. I was like, oh my god, this is so much, right? So, and for me, birthday was always a celebration. Why? Because number one, my republic, where I came from, Tatarstan, also has birthday on my birthday. Capital of my republic, Kazan, also has birthday on my birthday. So on my birthday, everybody was always off. In my republic, it was a government holiday. Everybody was off. We always had a huge artist celebrity coming in town and having that whole Maidan, which is like 20,000 people, like a
Mm-hmm.
stadium, with concert and fireworks and then so on my birthday was always a firework, right? So
No,
I
what a
always
workout. Yep.
celebrated and I will celebrate just because I do have a journal. Since 18, I was writing it down every my birthday. What did I do? Like, how was it? Like, I have a little journal for that, which is I'm super excited. And it's just, and I want to do that because it's, again, it's how you make it, how it makes you feel, right? It makes me feel great that I work so hard just to be more quality,
Mm,
more detached, more this, more that. And every year is a different things that I'm working on, and all in the end all completes each other. It's just to be like, okay, this is what's actually new happening, and I'm excited for this. This is my new chapter, new era. Learning how to live without phone calls to your loved ones, learning how to be really free and nourish yourself and just do what you love and
yeah.
not being guilty about it. And I'm super glad that I made this jewelry that represents my flag and right around my birthday. Just celebrate my republic, where I came from, my roots, my ancestors. Just celebrating life. It's something that I love to do, and it's great for people to discover what you actually love to do.
Mm,
Sometimes it's not about I have a luxury car. It's great that you have a luxury car, and that's probably what you love to do. You love to sit in your car and feel that what you have around you, and it's great. And I want people to today take a look what you really love to do. What one thing that makes you happy, right? We've been talking about whole summer of summarizing a good summer. We've been talking about what one thing makes you happy, and can you switch your mind quick enough to not to be stuck in the feeling of yucky feeling. And I need to learn that quickly. I said we cannot be stuck in the yucky feeling. We need to get out of there because
mm,
it can continue
mm.
and it can lead to all kinds of different things. Overly stressed and depressed and all whatever the chain is. But we don't want to get there. We want to stop at the stress and make sure the stress stays in a healthy level, which is 30%, and not being overstressed. Let's not get there. Let's let's unstuck of that yucky feeling. And that's kind of like I feel like this is my journey to becoming a monk. I always feel like I want to be that monk sitting on top of the mountain with the white beard.
Yeah.
I say I don't have that with the long hair and be just
So that's
like
gonna lead me to the next few things, which is funny. So, I like what
yeah.
you said
We
about
do
like.
still have to light this up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah. I'm probably gonna. This is gonna be like the last spiel I have here. Shouldn't take
Yes.
too long. Um. So I agree that like I'm happy about your like like you said on your birthday you like to discover new things or decide to make changes or like as you get older it's like let me try this, let me try that, right? And I think the beauty of it is there's a fear behind it because it's like, oh, it could be something brand new, I've never done this before, right? But then there's a level of excitement behind that fear that's like, ah, but I can't wait to do it, I can't wait to try it. And then like
Make
who
your
knows, maybe you'll
dreams
like it, maybe
bigger
you won't.
than you
But
expect.
like I mean, I appreciate that like you discover year by year, let me try it. And I think even for me, same story, right? I always wanted to kind of write a story and then film it, and I did some filming the last few weeks. I was supposed to do filming this weekend, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But uh, it's
Yes.
scary, right? So like I started going back to gym. I had to become a lot more health conscious, and I'm seeing the difference in my results in like the 2 3 months that I started doing it. Um, but the next fact was like this month was all about for us like a healthier journey, like a healthier let's eat, let's be physically healthy and stuff like that. And it was funny because the way you said it, because it's like what excites you, right? So next month I'm going back into things that what do you like what do people like to do, right? And why do you like to do it, right? So like I have I think a friend who is gonna join next month because he was supposed to actually join 2 weeks ago, but I think the timing didn't work out. But I don't think he knew that that this month's podcast was about like healthy eating. So next month, if we talk about things that we like to do, right, things that relieve stress in us, like stuff that's individual to us, right, and we'll go through ourselves obviously, and like through with others. And I know he's like a very big soccer fan, like he loves playing soccer, right? So it's like stuff like that. Like, how'd you get into that? Why do you love it so much? So next month I did want to do in September the journey of like what makes you happy, right? Like what stuff makes you happy to do, and then follow up with that was your journey of like you're like, oh, I would like to become a monk. It's funny that you say that because like it's because of one monk that his name eludes me at the moment, but it was a video that I saw, and it was the thing somebody had asked him during an interview. It was like, "Are you happy?" Right, and I think I mentioned this in a podcast last week or the week before. And when he got asked this question, he's like, "That's a difficult question," because he's like, "I gave up trying to seek happiness. I'm trying to seek peace now." You know, and when he said that, and I watched this interview, and I think I mentioned this very briefly, and I'm hoping to start it this week. I'm starting a separate podcast for myself, called "The Pursuit of Peace." And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my friends, right? Some of my close friends, local. Maybe me and you can do an episode too. But there's questions I want to have randomly generated and asked, like 3 questions between me and my friend, and just have an open discussion about it, right? And it could be nitty gritty, it could be peaceful, it could be a lot of different things, but it has to be in terms of reaching peace. Peace in the sense that like, and then enlightenment, you know? Like, was there ever moments where we had to be fake with each other? And why were we like that? You know? Was there ever moments where I did something you didn't like or you did something I didn't like? Let's talk about it, you know? And it's not because I want to open up old wounds or anything like that. It's because sometimes there's clarity that we decided never to clear up. And I think
Hmm.
because of that, I'm not reaching peace. So I'm my plan is to talk about why I'm starting my journey. So my first little introduction episode I'm gonna do, hopefully today and tomorrow, is about just like why I'm starting this journey. But I think more than anything, it's literally because like this entire time, I think the 38 years, 38, I'm gonna be 38 next month. 38 years that I've been on this earth, I've just pursued happiness, whatever forms of it. Either finding it through trying to fit in with friends, uh, finding it through not fitting in with my friends, finding it by understanding that I'm physically different or not physically different, um, there's a lot to talk about. And I feel like to me, it's going to be like an open journal, um, therapy session to myself. Because there's things I feel like I need to say out loud to me, for me. But then there's also things that I feel like need to be I feel like there's conversations I would love to have with people in my life and get their input about peace. Not happiness, peace, you know? And I was thinking about it. I was thinking about the people I want on it, and it's making me nervous because I think one of the episodes I would do, and it would probably scare the shit out of me, is an episode with my parents, you know? Like just ask them 3 questions
Yes.
between like and just have like a open-ended conversation about it. And I think it would just be a very strong episode. But I'm not gonna do it like I do a motivation station where every Saturday
Yeah.
we try to do an episode kind of thing. I'm gonna just make the episodes as I can, but I am planning to do that. So that's gonna be my next project, and
I
I'm
like
hoping it's
that.
gonna be fun.
I like that because whatever triggers you in other people, right? That means it's something
It's
triggering
bothering
you,
me inside, and if it's
right?
something that we can openly talk about,
So, and
yeah.
yes, that would be a major because a lot of people, and it will help others as well to let's talk about it. Let's not keep it inside. Let's be okay with sharing your feelings,
the,
and it's okay to not think about, oh, the person's gonna feel bad if I share my feelings.
I think
No,
the
it's
biggest
actually
thing,
gonna clear the air and bring peace.
I think the biggest thing more than anything is that the fact that now that I'm at a point where I can accept not having an answer is an answer, I think I can clear up a lot of stuff from that instead of keeping it inside, right? So there could be points where I will not hit an agreement or with whoever I'm talking to. We might not meet a mutual ground, right? But now I'll understand why we don't. Because like right now, the mutual ground that like for stuff that I don't understand that has disappeared. Right now, it's only an understanding from my side, so I let it die. You know, but now I want to understand it from both sides and see what happened. And like I said, either I'll find the peace there, or at least I'll find closure, or some sort of resolution. Or if there is, like I said, if there is no answer, at least I'll know now that there is no answer between the two of us and not just me anymore. So and
Wow.
then I'm also hoping to meet other people, right? So once I do a few episodes locally with people I know, I'm gonna do episodes with strangers and just understand what brings peace to them, not happiness, peace to them. Like, what do you do that makes you feel at peace? I like to cook. I like to clean. Why? Why do you do this to make yourself feel peaceful? And to them, it could be like, look, it makes me feel like I'm doing a service to my family, taking care of my family. Cleanliness is holiness, whatever it may be. At least I'll be able to see it from a perspective that's outside of my own. So I feel like it's gonna be a nice long journey. I do feel like some of it will help me find peace. I do feel like some of it will help me not find peace, but it helps me open up my mind a little bit more. And I'm really looking forward to that journey and starting it especially. But back to what we are saying. I mean, right? What a good summer, because like now we're hitting a point that we're understanding the world better, but even more so, we're understanding ourselves better. And this helps me with my journey of peace, It makes me wonder, it makes me think about like what was really happiness to me? What was really happy? You know? Was me having like all my video game systems? Was me playing video games all the time? Was that my happy, or was it the fact that it was just spending times with my friends? Like stuff like that is deeper than it on the surface. A lot of people make fun of me all the time. They're like, "Hey, listen, man, you just play video games all day." Yeah, you're right. I do. I play video games like when I come home from work because it helps me feel relaxed a little bit, right? There was a last quote here. There was a video I watched that a guy was like he's doing like a motivational speech, and he's like, "You know why I play video games? Because in life nothing rewards me. Nothing tells me that I'm doing a good job. Nothing says try again when you fail. Nothing says that, right? But when I play video games and I beat a level, I level up. It does like a big animation. It does all this stuff. You get points. When you do a mission, you level up. You beat the game. You lose, you can try again.
Fireworks.
Fireworks, everything. All this is in a video game, so it makes me feel like I'm achieving something. Real life isn't the same, so that's why I play video games. And for the most part, I was like that too. But when I reflected, like especially lately, and no offense to any of my good friends out there, my close friends, but I learned that like right now I'm playing video games and I'm not having as much fun anymore. And when I looked at why, it's because I'm not playing with anyone anymore. Everyone is kind of in their own space. Everyone is kind of busy with their lives, and it's maybe because we don't find the right games or anything like that anymore. But like the less I play video games now, I am learning that I'm a little bit less happy. I'm not as much as at peace as I thought I was. And like, yeah, I was playing video games with friends, and yeah, we were maybe losing all the time, but like, I was still with my friends. We still shared a lot of good laughs, a lot of good experiences. And I feel like since that's not around as much, I realize this, and I'm trying to bring it back. So all this in a big whole circle is going back to my idea of what I want to do, but all this is also pointing towards Motivation Station and what we're doing here, right? We're learning more about each other, or we're learning more, even more so about ourselves, and it's just continuing to be a beautiful beginning. Because going into September, we're gonna be 11 months in.
Fire.
We're gonna be
Yes.
we're gonna be 11 months in going into September for Motivation Station. So we have nothing but good
And
times.
I was going to show you one thing, so bear
Yes.
with me. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Look
And
at my
then we
message
gotta light your
behind. I'm
candle.
working on it.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
please. So I want to share what I am coming in with to to my beautiful new chapter And I am super excited for things that actually happened. Right before my birthday, I started a cleaning company, and now I have people calling me from their friends and friends. It's like a referral. We can still hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I hear.
So coming in with this, let me go like with this gorgeous. We're
Oh,
coming
right, right,
in.
right.
We coming
I
in.
forgot. You got this.
We're
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
in
yeah.
with this beautiful cleaning journey, which I'm super excited about because all the money that's from cleaning company goes to my education, and I have a goal. Let me
I
show
see
you
it.
if you
I
can
see
see
it.
this. So I have a goal of I just find the marketing, not marketing, managing and leadership course. It's going to be 1 year course. It is kind of pricey, but after finishing that course, I'm going to have my what is that associate's degree.
Hmm.
So I always wanted a degree, you know. I feel like I've taken so many courses, but I want something like summarizing all that and be like, boom, this is your degree. And I was always excited about Harvard. I know Harvard is kind of a like, oh, it's Harvard, right? But I'm like, can you actually do it? For me, it wasn't about the name. It's about having the quality education plus can I really do it, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now having this a beautiful cleaning company, I said all the money is gonna I'm gonna put away for my education. And that's what I did. I paid off my financial expert course and I took a also psychology course, another psychology course. So I'm really happy what's really happening for you with your new journey about peace podcast and your shooting the movies. But at the same time, it's just a good summer, right?
Hmm.
And I don't have many minutes here. What this is, what I did is, and it's just what we're coming in with. We're coming in with a beautiful motivation station and coming in with such a beautiful ideas. We're coming in with joy. We're coming in with happiness. We're coming in with peace. And we're coming in with giving. I feel like giving is the key here because we give. And I think giving is something that teaches a lot. So, in that note, I'm just happy with things are happening. I'm happy where we're going. I'm really, truly happy. And this year, I said on my birthday, I'm going to start sending everyone's cards.
Hmm.
And that's what I did. I said every year for my birthday, I'm going to send cards to say how much I appreciate people in my life because we don't do that enough. Because as you said at work, we don't get rewarded enough. So saying how good job are you doing, right? What are you doing? How about we as a friend, as a good person and a good friend, can just tell others, listen, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And sending more cards, sending more letters. I have a friend who has sent me a letter, happy birthday letter. I'm like, what else can be better?
Yeah.
The luxury car or that whatever, it doesn't matter no more when you have that. That somebody actually truly cares about you and you care about others and you care, right? So
So
I don't know
let's
if that all makes sense.
yeah, no, it all makes sense. It makes sense. Listen, at the end of the day, right? At
I'm
the end of
all
the day,
over,
no, at the
but
end of the day, it
my
just it matters what you want out of life, right?
so please do
So,
what you love.
yeah,
Think one
absolutely.
thing that makes you happy and start rediscovering your values. Go back to foundations of values. What's important? It's
Amen.
important to actually be loved. Somebody can hug you and say, "Hey, I love you." Like somebody comes to you and said, "You're a really good friend." Simple things and little things always matter.
I mean, starting with
I gotta go
something
to
is
work,
always better than not starting at all. So, yes, let us light this candle.
but it's homemade cheesecake. I wish you could try it, but
That's okay.
oh well.
Soon. But there you go. Happy birthday, Rose. There you go. Make a wish.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Motivation Station. I still appreciate every single one who shares, comments, like us, listening to us, watching us, and excited for this logo to be done pretty soon and just have it in your coffee mug. Yay!
Yay! There you go. I can enjoy that. That cheesecake does look really good. I might actually get myself a
Mm.
cheesecake today.
Oh my god, this is a New York style real cheesecake, just the way I like it.
Yeah.
No words. The girl have a side hustle of making cheesecakes, and believe me, she got it right.
Well, you,
That's her hustle.
we're gonna need a favor. We're gonna have to put her on motivation station and share more
Yeah, she
cheesecake
needs to
stuff.
speak about this cheesecake journey. Guys, this is not guilt. This is soul food. Whatever makes you happy for your soul, eat it. Don't feel
Exactly,
guilty.
exactly. Yep, there you
Mm,
go. But awesome. Well, you go ahead and you enjoy your cake. And again, with retrospect to Rose and everybody else, everyone, thank you for being a part of our motivation station. We are on this beautiful journey. It's been almost a year. All the likes, subscribes, everything you guys shared. I mean, we're here for a reason, right? So we look forward to our future episodes. We look forward to next month talking more about stuff that we all love to do individually. And if you would like to be a part of the episode, please let us know. And, we will definitely make time for you. We can even extend further episodes going into October at this point. But we will definitely keep you guys in the loop. And Rose, I'm happy that you were able to enjoy your birthday. You had a good time. And,
thank you.
obviously it's still not over. So you still can enjoy yourself even further this weekend. I hope everyone has a safe and fun Labor Day weekend as well. And we'll see you guys next week, right? Next week
Yes,
is September.
Saturday.
Yes, next Saturday we'll be back to normal schedule. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. But once again, thank you guys for being a part of Motivation Station. And we'll see you soon. But until then, have a motivated day.
Station for motivation. We are station for motivation and have a happy, motivated, and lovely day.
Take care.
Thank you, God.